Allow me to show you the power of Super Saiyan 4!
Yo, what's up guys? Kaioken here from the Dragonball Legends video. Originally I didn't plan to do anything, we got that hint yesterday and I thought, okay, for a sparking character 1%, we could talk about it, but I thought it would be too short, so I left it out. But today we got this. And hint, which also says is new legend character question mark, so yeah, we're gonna get a legend, now that's confirmed. And this, a blue flame and red, the word LE around it, with the color red. So that's the second hit for the actual legend character. And we're gonna talk about this now, because I think talking about both is worth it at this point. So, I think there are a few things that are very interesting about this. I think, obviously, finger blue in the middle, you obviously think of Super Saiyan Blue. So it's definitely either Goku and Vegeta, and considering that the colors here are red, I think it's blue Kaioken. I think that's what everyone guesses. Now the question you may think is, okay, which blue Kaioken? It could be the Jiren one, versus when he fought against Jiren. It could be the one he used maybe against Kefla, maybe the one he used back then it hit against the Universe 6 vs 7 tournament. So looking at the amount of the questions, why there are so many LEs around here, and if you count them, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. These are 12 times the word LE around them, and I think in the Tournament of Power were 12 universes that actually fought, I think, if I'm not correct, or I think there are 12 universes in total. So basically, I think the amount of the word LE around it stands for the amount of universes to confirm this is from Universe Survival Saga. So it's a blue Kaioken Goku from Universe Survival Saga. And what I also think interesting, which is just supporting the theory that it's blue Kaioken, which I think is again pretty obvious. If we look at the lithium, because LE is I think the short term for lithium, the element category, and look at blue flames, you can sometimes see something like, I think this describes it best, something like this. You see here blue in the middle and around is red, similar to blue Kaioken. So yeah, I think this is pretty clear blue Kaioken Goku from the Universe Survival Saga fight. So now the question is, what kind of LF could he have? I think something that we don't have, it makes the most sense, because this was the most LF worthy thing blue Kaioken Goku did, is the Spirit Bomb against Jiren. So I think we're gonna get a normal fight in blue Kaioken that has in LF the Spirit Universe, not the Universe 7 Spirit Bomb, let's just call it that, the Universe 7 Spirit Bomb. I think that's the theory around it. But yeah, what he has as a normal character things, I don't know, but I think it makes no sense. Now here, the hand gloves for a sparking character. Originally I thought this is gonna be a Pride Trooper and we're gonna get an legend transforming Toppo, but now that we know that it's blue Kaioken, I actually might think this might not be a Pride Trooper, because technically there would be really two options. Either it's a Pride Trooper or it's Vegeta, because Vegeta is the only character besides the Pride Troopers in Universe Survival Saga who actually uses hand gloves. So this could be a random Pride Trooper, which I think, I mean, if really they could do, but I don't think it's coolest thing, so I don't think that's that. Then we could look further. I'm quickly gonna open the universe wrap tag. I'm gonna need some units to look at anyway. It could be a 1% sparking Jiren, which I personally don't think it's gonna be, because we got so many Jiren stuff in the last 2 years that isn't considered a premium release. Like we got this. He was in the 7th anniversary. This Jiren, I think. Then we got in Legends Fest last year this full power Jiren. Considering I think that was because of the new animation, as well as Survival Saga for part 2. So these two, and now we got an equipment for this full power Jiren. So I don't expect it to be a Jiren. I think the next Jiren we ever gonna get is gonna be a premium Jiren. Then we have Dispo, who in theory they could do a light speed Dispo as a 1% sparking. I don't think Lightspeed Dispo is something you would consider a legend or ultra worthy character. I mean, at some point if they run out of ideas, I guess, but right now I don't think anyone really would care for I don't think anyone thinks Lightspeed Dispo is a legend worthy character. So I think as a 1% sparking they could in theory do that. But the question is then, why did they need to Zenkai this red Dispo? I guess if they want to have a red, like what I'm thinking is if they really need to, if they want to give us a Dispo, I think they could have Zenkai, I don't know, Casserole or Red Kevlar before they Zenkai him. I know this character is very old, but I don't think they're gonna give us a Zenkai to this Dispo and give us a Lightspeed Dispo as well. So that's my thought. And then we have Topo, who I would say, I mean, it's a while since we got a Topo in Asia perform. That was the last Topo we got. And why I do think Topo as 1% sparking could make sense, I don't know what they would do. Are they gonna give us another fat normal Topo? Are they gonna give us another God of Destruction Topo? Because I think God of Destruction Topo is a legend worthy character, in my opinion, with the Hakai that he gets. It's good enough to consider him a legend character. So I really don't know if they're really gonna just give us a Topo again, a normal Topo. I think at this point you would want to see a transforming or a legend LF God of Destruction Topo. So I actually don't think it's Topo, Jiren, or okay. I don't think it's Topo, I don't think it's Jiren. I think there's a chance it could be Lightspeed Dispo as a 1% sparking, and the other option is Vegeta. I don't think it's Evolution Blue Vegeta. I don't think the 1% sparking for that is gonna happen. I think it's more it makes more sense to give us a normal 1% sparking from the Tournament of Power. Question is from which fight? Because we already got like the version who fought against Frost, I guess. Technically speaking, this version is the one who fought against Jiren before he got to Evolution Blue. So I really don't know what they're gonna do in that case. Like, there are many options they could take, but I think it's either Vegeta or Dispo in that regard. So, alright. For Blue Kaioken. Now, we already got a Blue Kaioken Goku from Tournament of Power in the game, which to this day I don't understand why this is even a Ultra character to begin with, because this character did nothing, and he doesn't have the Spirit Bomb, which is just odd. But I'm just putting him up because he has obviously the same tags as the Legend character that's gonna come out. He's gonna be in Sun Family, he's gonna be on Card Key, he's gonna be on Universe Web. Those are the 3 tags he's gonna have, and these are the 3 tags we need to look at. Universe Web and God Key are gonna focus the most here, personally. Obviously Universe Web, we got this character who's a blue-green character. We got Yellow Jiren. I think he's meant to be run on the team, and Dispo not as much. So I think the colors that are in Universe Rep that they could need is a purple and otherwise a red. Those are the 2 colors I see them picking, and considering that we got Zenka for Dispo, that is, I would say he's usable but not that great. But these are the 2 options, red and purple. But if you look at God Key, we have green, we have red, I know we don't see this character that often, but you have green, you have red, you have definitely 2 reds, you have yellow, you have arguably blue. I think blue rosé is starting to fall off, but you have a blue in theory. So the other only color missing is purple. So for God Key, I think blue and purple are the best colors. And now that we're considering, we could look at Sun Family too, in that regard. They have a blue, they have a red, they have a purple, and that's pretty much, I'm not gonna count pan. They have a blue, they have a purple, they have a red. So they could need a green and a yellow. I think those are the 2 colors that Sun Family could. They have a green with Goku and Bardock. Let's just count that in. I'm not gonna count Saiyans because Saiyans is such a broad tag that doesn't matter. But blue, green, purple, red. So technically speaking, they could need a yellow. So Sun Family could need a yellow. God Key definitely needs a purple, and Universe Rap definitely needs a purple and a red. So while Sun Family doesn't need a purple, I would say God Key and Universe Rap, who are his main tags in my opinion that need to be focused on, need a purple. So I'm pretty confident that he's a purple, and also we don't have that many purples in the game. So a purple Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku legend character is my prediction. Now, I don't know, I have no clue what he could have in his kit. He needs a second life mechanic for sure, otherwise this gets complicated with Jiren, because Jiren doesn't have a second life mechanic. Him being purple would be great. Now the next question, I actually have to look up Jiren again, because there's something I'm not sure with. So we go in full power Jiren. He has a slightly higher strike set, but it's not that different from his blast. Like, you could technically build him ranged. Because that's the next thing. Is he gonna be strike or blast based? I don't know. For 17 and Golden Frieza it doesn't matter. For Jiren, a bit better strike based, but otherwise it doesn't really change much. So yeah, I'm gonna stick here with purple. Probably I would prefer him to be actually ranged, not because of and simply it's mainly because of Gogeta Blue. Because here's the thing, right now I don't like the fact that this character is basically the main red on God Key, replacing Gogeta Blue. And if he's blast based, then you could maybe give more incentive to run Gogeta over Vegito, which is what I would hope for. I would prefer if the next character works better here on God Key with Gogeta than with Vegeta Blue, so that he gets more purpose. So yeah, I would prefer that. Now, as of the 1% sparking color, considering that I think this guy's purple, I'm definitely want to see a red character on Universe Rep. Because I don't think it makes sense to give us a yellow if they're gonna give him an equipment. I think Zenkai's, here's the thing, if a Zenkai doesn't work well, he at least is a bench character. If your 1% unique equipment isn't doing well, it's a complete waste. So I don't think it makes sense to give us this equipment and then bring us a yellow 1% sparking that's going to replace Jiren. I don't think that makes any sense. So I don't think we're going to get a yellow character. If we have blue or green, we're going to get a purple. So I think the other color is missing is red. Because this bow is arguably not really red. So I think we're going to get a red. It could be a red Godspeed Dispo. It could be a red Vegeta. Those are the 2 things I would consider. For God Key, I mean, if we get in Vegeta, then he's on God Key. That wouldn't really. I can open up Vegeta quickly for this. I mean, Dispo out of the universe doesn't matter. So yeah. But for Vegeta, him being red wouldn't accomplish anything on his other tags. Unfortunately, like Vegeta Clan is like, I mean, Vegeta Clan has a blue, has a red and purple. They need a second life mechanic character, otherwise this team doesn't even function. So there's that. Then we have Godkey, who he's not gonna replace these two demons anytime soon. So if we get a red one for this guy, he's not gonna have any relevancy on Godkey, and that's it. I mean, yeah, we looked at Vegeta Clan, we looked at Godkey and Universe Rep. Yeah, okay, he could be the red, but that's it, basically. So I would prefer if they, in that regard, make us in Dispo, because I think Dispo has only one tech use relevant anyway, while Vegeta would be kinda whatever, no matter what tech you put him on. So yeah, but this is my prediction. I think we're gonna get a red Godspeed Dispo, and we're gonna get a purple Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Legend Goku here. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think about my prediction for considering colors and what you think the characters are, although I think it's again pretty obvious. And see you guys tomorrow in the review.